This is part 2 of how I made and managed money at different points in my life. You can click on this comment from my friend Claudia, who's seen me through it all, to go to part 1 about how I made money as a student, ages 16 to 22. And in this video, I'm going to talk about how I managed money during that time period. I've also spent more of my life as a student than as a post-grad worker, so it does take up the most amount of time in the story and grand scheme of things so far. In no particular order and going high level into a few different buckets, my first bank account was actually at a brick and mortar bank account in my town. I didn't know anything at the time about interest and inflation, so my money was actually losing value by sitting there. I didn't get my first high yield savings account until I was a freshman in college at 19 years old. While the bank account that I was originally using had limited features, something I did do well early on was open up a retirement account. Before I even knew what retirement even was, I started a post-tax retirement account in the US, which is called a Roth IRA, and have now been saving in that account for 9 years. Having the right bank account is such an amazing foundational tool for building your money management skills. When I switched to that high yield savings account, it was at a digital bank that did not have any overdraft fees and let me open multiple accounts that had really good features. So I actually had 3 different checking accounts and 3 different savings accounts at the same bank. This was also the time that I was experimenting with different budget methods that would work for me. I've tried budgeting by paycheck, like every 2 weeks. I've tried a zero-sum budget. I feel like I've tried so many different budgeting methods, but the one I landed on as a student and still use now is actually a 1-year spending plan, so budgeting a year in advance. When I was a freshman, I also opened up my first credit card to start building my credit score. I started with a very basic credit card and eventually worked my way up to one with pretty good rewards. As a student, I also saved up for 6 months of emergency expenses. I used to call it an emergency fund, and now I call it an opportunity fund. And I did this by saving slowly until I hit the number that I needed. I also invested in insurance because I really wanted that peace of mind. I had health insurance through my family, but on my own, I paid renter's insurance, pet insurance, and travel insurance, and I've had to use all of them. The one time I didn't have travel insurance, I fell off the roof of a yacht and almost died, and that was very expensive. Let me know if you want that story. My fixed paychecks went to things like rent, groceries, my dog's expenses, my sorority dues, etc., and anything I earned from freelance or content creation went towards my savings goals like trips. I think I need to make another part, but let me know if there's anything you want me to talk about more in detail or if you have any questions. Bye!